Algebra 1, 8.2. This is multiplying a polynomial by a monomial. So this is actually still stepping up to multiplying. This is the first step. And that means I take a monomial, which is a single term, and multiply it to a polynomial, many terms. All I'm going to do is use the big D word, and that is distribute. I'm going to distribute the negative 3x squared to all of the terms inside. This is the first process that we had to do on the last stuff to take away the parentheses. We are going to now have stuff in front. So, let's do this. Negative 3x squared times a 7x squared. Yes, you multiply your numbers, and you can add your exponents together because they are the same base. So that is a negative 3 times 7, which is a negative 21. X squared times x squared is x to the 4th. I then move on to the next one. Notice that I'm doing one term at a time. Negative 3x squared times a negative x. A negative times negative is a, so it's a positive 3x to the 3rd. And a negative 3x squared times a positive 4 is a negative 12x squared. Your answer should be written in standard form, which is highest to lowest power. That's it for that problem. This one, same thing, but now we have more than one group. So if you just follow the procedures for adding and subtracting polynomials from the last lesson, this is not going to be an issue. I just need to multiply, distribute, how many times? Twice, or two different groups, right? So the first time, I'm going to distribute 2p. 2p times a negative 4p squared is negative 8p cubed. 2p times 5p is 10p. That's the first group. I then move on to the second group, and it's a negative 5 times 2p squared, which is a negative 10p squared. And a negative 5 times positive 20 is a negative 100. You've now multiplied. We now have to, at this point, we are done. We have a polynomial. You need to group it like terms and put it in standard form. So now we're going to put back all the way to some of the other things. And we have negative 8p cubed, because that's the first one, only one. They all are their own selves. Then we go to minus 10p squared plus 10p minus 100. And there's your answer. So, on this particular problem, you need to solve it. Solve for x. It looks scary, but if you take it one step at a time, that means work one side at a time. It also means gathering up like terms. What we will end up doing is bringing everything to one side, and hopefully a lot of things will cancel out, or we'll be able to solve for x using different techniques. As we go through the school year, or through the rest of this lessons, things will get harder. When we start to learn how to factor, we'll start to factor. And all of those things. So what I look at here is working from left to right. I am going to rainbow in or distribute everything that's outside, trying to get rid of parentheses. So the first group, I multiply 2x times x to get 2x squared. 2x times 4 is 8x plus 7. Equals, is there anything in front of the x plus 8? Yes, there is. It's a 1, but do I need it? Do I need the parentheses then? No. Plus 2x times x is 2x squared plus 2x and the 12 is all by itself. Is everybody able to get to that point? Now, just put it in standard form and group it. Guess what? The left-hand side is good to go. The one on the right, though, I have to gather like terms and put it in standard form. I got how many x's? X plus 2x, 3x, 12 plus 8, 20. Now, get the x's on one side, everything else on the other, because you got to solve for x. Hey, what do you guys recognize that's really cool about this problem? What's going to happen?
Oh, they both have the exact same, x squared.
Yeah, what if I subtract x squared from both sides? 2x squared.
They cancel out.
They cancel each other out. That's nice. That's awesome. So now all I do is recognize that I have x's and numbers. So that means get the x's on the same side, get the numbers to the other. Remember, I always like to use this, move the smaller variable. What's smaller, 8x or 3x? 3x. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. I'll get 5x plus 7 is equal to 20. Now I can move 7, right? That's not bad, that's bad. Minus 7. So 5x is equal to 13. Divide both sides by? So x equals 13 fifths. And you're done.